The inauguration. I know.
What? Oh, of when he takes the oath that he will immediately proceed to break.
I mean, it's one of those moments where I'm confirmed in my non-belief in any great big bearded juvenile delinquents in the sky, because the minute he takes because if it was up there, the minute he put his hand on the Bible, his hand, and probably a 50-foot radius around him would be struck by lightning.
Absolutely.
But no,
He's
sadly.
got no honor. They have no honor. None of them do.
Yeah.
Honor?
Honor, schmoney.
Right. There used to be at least some level of decency required for the job, but not anymore.
No, because those dear, wealthy, white men, many of whom owned other human beings, didn't think they needed to put any actual job requirements in the Constitution other than being a citizen and being of age.
Isn't that sad? Well, I wonder if it was a failure of imagination too. They couldn't grasp their, or wrap their minds around. Well,
but Tara, I don't think it was, Tara, because there are actual debates in the Constitutional Convention over the ratification about whether or not, for instance, to vest the pardon power in the president.
Right.
And? I think it was George Mason who said, fellas, this might not be the best idea.
Yeah.
Because and if you look it up, you'll find it, because what if a venal, crooked man finds his way to the presidency?
Yep.
And we're going to give him that power?
Exactly. The power of
and the rest of them say, that could never happen.
That's how they...
Yeah, well, that's how the pardon power gets into... What is it, Article 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Incredible. Article 2. I got an Article 2. This baboon always says. That gives me... I could do anything. I got an Article 2. I could do anything. Oh, God. It's
so
unbearable.
we're safely into the program, so I'm going to go ahead and take us to the gutter and say, by this time next week, Tara, the shitstorm will have begun.
It's already begun, and it hasn't begun. It's just we have the glimpse into what we're gonna face for the next 4 years, and it's a goddamn disgrace with what's going on in California. The lies that these assholes are simply spewing, lies, disinformation, all this, everything is political. And the Republicans have been doing that for years, though. So Trump's just made it worse, of course. But they've always tried to divide us as a nation. They never try to unify this country.
And you're right. It has already started because, among other things, I think Pete Hogsbreath has his confirmation hearings beginning this week.
Yes, and as if he's
Jesus,
qualified.
Mary and Joseph.
These are I can't even take it. They talk about Hunter Biden, Hunter Biden's crimes. He got away with it. It was on the cover of the New York Post. Got away with it. What did he get away with? This is, what happens in propaganda in general. They just throw things out there, and it's like a Rorschach test. And you're like, well, I guess he got away with it. Whatever it was, it must have been bad. What did he get away with? He said he was sober on a gun application when he wasn't, and he paid his taxes late. Then he paid and got a fine for. That's what he got away with, right? He didn't get away with it. But it's this is where we live now with all of the lies, the disinformation, and as far as Trump get away with it, no one's gotten away with it more than him. It's I can't even believe that we've had to endure the last 4 years of watching this con man slip the noose constantly, to turn a phrase, legally and peacefully. But it's beyond the comprehension, and also, frankly, I don't know if we're going to survive it as a nation, as we stand as a free democratic republic.
Look, you and I are part of communities where we can say we don't know if we're going to personally survive this.
Yep.
I mean, I'm gonna do my dead level best, preferably not dead.
Right. True.
But there's no getting around the risk that millions of Americans are in, and the fact that some of them voted to put themselves in that risk.
Oh, it's a disgrace.
Just gags my gut.
Yeah, and I hope they get what's coming for them, but like I always say, good people are going to get hurt too, because these people don't see the light unless it affects them directly. Sort of like what's going on in California too, politicizing disaster relief funds. Of course, Republicans, when it hits them, like Lindsey Graham, for example, he says this is sacrosanct. You can't touch this. This is a patriotic imperative. But when it hits blue states, they're quick to divide people and say, and they're almost giddy about what's going on in California. It's absolutely disgraceful. It makes me sick. And, just to take every opportunity to throw lies at, of course, calling Gavin Newsom. I mean, it's beneath the dignity of this country. I thought at one time I thought we were better than this. But that's what people wanted. They wanted that. And let's not forget, though, it's not a majority, because I keep seeing online people say, well, half the country wanted this. It's not half the country. It's like 33% of the country. So let's not at least, at least take that win a little bit, because, 66% of the voting population came out and voted. He got half of that, less than he did last time. And if the 6 million Democrats who voted for Biden hadn't stayed home, we'd be in a different situation. So it's not half, but we're really in a shitstorm because of the propaganda too. Because I see on people online posting things like even about the fact checking. They're like, why are people upset about fact checking? New York Times did away with fact checking years ago. That's a lie. That's a simple, demonstrative lie. So this is what we're up against. All that we're going to have just nonstop lies everywhere. We're going to be like, that's a lie. And they'll be like, I don't know. I read it on Facebook. I read it. It was on Fox News. It was, but there's no.
Sometimes your little voice there reminds me of Lois Griffin from Family Guy. You should have a career in voice acting.
Maybe that would be good.
Well, I ran across a story here. There's no real import to it, except that I saw it and it was like, oh, Tara's gonna hate this.
Oh, okay.
We have to go to China for it, and a sculptor by the name of Hong Jin-shi.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he works in rural China. And he is charging between $140 and $2,700, depending on size. For a statue or statuette of Orange Jesus sitting in the lotus position.
Oh, no.
Like the Buddha.
Oh, God. Make it stop.
We
deserve what we get after that. I mean, we deserve this. Are humans meant to survive? I wonder. I don't know. When I hear something like that,
I'm looking at it and it's just so.
Ugh, I gotta
gross.
Look this up. How vile. Ugh.
And it's and again a Chinese artist from the rural Chinese interior.
Well, it's a grift, of course. So
right, he's hoping to cash in. He's hoping that Orange. I'm not going to call him that.
Orange Jesus?
No, I was about to call him
Orange Buddha.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Made you say it.
I'm looking at it. How awful. Oh, no, I'm looking at is this Hong Jinsi?
Yeah, that's him. That's the guy.
Oh,
and
how
so,
dare he.
I mean, the Bibles came from China. Can't you just see the MAGA mint jumping out there and for only $9,000.
Right. Well, we have him in a cowboy suit, an astronaut suit, right?
Yeah, why not?
Friggin' Buddha. Ugh. Oh God, make it stop.
I know. Makes your just brain ache.
Is this real life? Somebody stop it. Stop the world. I want to get where's the aliens? Come on. Come back, and the experiments went horribly wrong. Come and get us. For real.
Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.